Yo, you know AT charging. You know AT&T because they had a power outage. They offering their customers $5 credit for the network outage. Fuck is $5 gonna do for them?
Had broken Dusty, I still fuck me a celebrity bitch. The biggest difference between me and every one of these niggas. She with you cause you cash up. In a way I respect it, but she had goofy round nuts just off the way we presented. In a way that shit will always just mean more to me. I ain't
Yo, welcome to the inaugural. Nah, I didn't even say that right, but welcome to the first episode of the As Told by podcast with your host Jus Lavo and my brother right here. How you want to go by? Just Phil or jalapeno bitch? What you want to go by?
Number one, he said it wrong. Number one, he said it wrong, and number two, go by P Fly.
All right, there we go.
Or you can call me Phil.
All right, good to know. Good to know. How you feeling though? You good?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
All right, perfect.
Good weekend. It's a beautiful day.
Nah,
Beautiful Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you end up doing all weekend?
I went to Tasty Crab in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. I haven't been there in a minute. But, yeah, shit, I mean...
You don't get seafood boils? You don't like seafood, nigga?
Nah, I do. But I just haven't been there in a while, you know what I mean? Especially Tasty Crab. And the last time I've been there was, probably 2 years ago or some shit?
What you ordered?
I don't remember, nigga. That shit was 2 years ago.
You don't remember what you ordered?
Nah, nigga. I probably just had, the crabs.
You don't get combos?
Nah, the whole shit, the fucking the king crab or whatever, the snow crab, the little small corn on the cob they give you with the little potatoes.
Yeah,
and the
you got a combo.
Yeah, but there's multiple combos though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but
I had mussels in my shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
I had mussels, crab. I added lobster.
That lobster, but they got lobster at Tasty Crab.
It's a seafood spot.
I feel you, but it's called Tasty Crab though, so I would think that would be like a conflict of interest bringing the lobster.
It's crab and lobster.
Nah, I feel you. I never had a lobster there though, but yeah. So I mean,
you can order it separate. I added it to my combo.
I feel you, but yeah. I mean, what topic should we start with? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we got a few listed, so we want to start with the Kanye shit, the Vultures review.
Yeah, we can start with that.
I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't listened to. I probably listened to a few songs from the album, so I don't know. I haven't heard everything, but did you listen to the whole shit?
Yes, frontwards and backwards.
Or I mean,
Yes. Let's start off with the fact that. Now he was supposed to Power 105 be playing the Backstreet Boys intro. We don't get that intro on the album. You get the other intro. If you heard the album, you know what I'm talking about.
What it was? I heard the beginning, but I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. What they play it was another Backstreet Boys intro, but it wasn't that song.
No, it's the Yeezy's back. All right, that's the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not on the album.
Yeah.
Right? That's not on the album, but the radio be playing that. But from
so the radio plays it as an unreleased type shit.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a promo rollout or something.
Yeah.
But
you probably couldn't clear that shit.
I love the production on there. I love the features on there. I love Ty Dolla $ign and how sonically his energy on there. But at this point, Yeezy is just arranging songs. I don't think he's a spitter anymore.
Yeah, that's a fact. Nah, I 100% agree with you. I was going to say the same exact thing. I thought you was going to disagree with me when I wasn't.
Because
you know how I am when it comes to lyrics and shit like that.
I don't think the people know
how
you are. You gonna go. But you know what I'm saying? I do feel like the chance was hype man type level.
Yeah.
It's yes, he's Kanye. He don't got to prove himself anymore. Yeah. And he accomplished a lot. But I wasn't mad at how he arranged the album. From the production to being light on the rapping so everybody else was complimented. Yeah. I feel like he didn't take away from his contribution to the album. He helped the Little Durks the Freddie Gibbs, the Chris Browns. He helped everything. Everybody who worked on this album.
What, they was on the album?
Yeah, they're just not credited.
Oh shit, yeah, I did notice that shit.
The album is released completely independent. Kanye's not signed right now.
Oh, for real?
So everything he's making off the album is making himself.
But damn, like, why he ain't list like the niggas like on the songs though?
Because that's label work. That's label work. You know what I'm saying? He's probably paying him behind the scenes, but
you saying them niggas like the
executive producer and stuff like that.
The niggas that signed, like, they like stuck to the label, so they technically couldn't do that shit.
That's like
because I could have sworn I heard like Sci-Hi the Prince or somebody on there, some shit.
Yes, like from his pocket independently.
Yeah.
So the people that's working on the album, he's compensating them personally to be a part of it. Yeah, like Offset and everybody. Yeah. Everybody that you be seeing over there. Yeah. Right?
Damn, I didn't even realize
he was doing that independently.
That many people on the album. Yeah. But that's kind of fucked up though, cause like not that awards matter and shit like that, but say they end up winning an award for that shit, like
he won't. He's blackballed.
Hey, you think he's blackballed that much? I don't think so.
Yeah, because Yeezy should have won Album of the Year. No, not Yeezy. Donda should have won Album of the Year.
Nah, what year was this?
When it came out.
What was that? What, like 2020 or 2021?
Like 21. I'm assuming. Has to be 21. I'm assuming.
I mean,
Donda should have won Album of the Year.
What, rap album of the year or just album?
Album of the year.
I mean, who was the other like nominations?
Not worth mentioning.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not talking about rap album of the year. I'm talking about album of the year.
Nah, I know
like
what you mean.
Taylor Swift and all that.
Nah, I know what you mean. But,
Donda should have been in that category. Donda not only in that category, he should have came home with it on some Will Smith.
Well, I feel like Kanye's production is always on point, but sometimes I feel like the music in total don't. I mean, this one, like the music I've heard on this shit, it's probably like been like for me, it's like I was kind of like surprised. It was a lot more sonically pleasing than I expected it to be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think this shit is better than Donda. You know what I mean?
Nah. I mean, that's your opinion. Give you a review. It's your turn.
I mean, like I said, I only listened to how many songs he got on that shit?
So you can't give a review on a song, on the album.
Nah, I'm saying I've listened to like the beginning half, but I don't know, like I listened to like fucking 6 or 7 songs or some shit like that.
Right. Gibbs had the best verse on the album.
Oh yeah, I mean I ain't get that far.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, the beginning, from what I did hear thus far, like the first 6 songs or whatever, is definitely, the production is, like I said, Kanye's production is always great. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely sonically pleasing, a lot more sonically pleasing than I expected to be. Like as a whole, as far as like lyrics. I mean, his bars haven't been crazy and wild long, but I feel like it just sounded like good music. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he was like saying nothing crazy as far as like bar wise or lyrics, but it was definitely something like I could ride in the car and like bump to, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
like I said, I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole album thus far.
I mean, what have you been listening to lately?
Me? I mean, I don't really listen to a lot of new music though. You know what I'm saying? I usually just stick with my go-tos. I listen to like some old Hove or fucking Nas or like, I mean, there's a couple.
I think people start to appreciate the oldies more as you're getting old, because I, for one, checked out on the drill.
I'm just checked out on new rap in general. I mean, to be honest, most of the time I'm just listening to like, if I'm not listening like to like some old Hove or like Nas, or I mean, I listen to like J. Cole, I listen to Drake, but most of the time I'm listening to like the R&B and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like old R&B. You feel me? I'm not really checking into like this new shit. I mean, sometimes I'll go on Spotify and throw on like Rap Caviar or some shit, but 95% of that shit is trash. So you kind of just like siphon
95?
through.
95? That's a high rating.
That's a fact, bro. But
not 60, not 40.
95% of that shit is trash. But you just like kind of like siphon through to see like what you don't like type shit. You know what I mean? Because if I'm skipping like 95% of the songs, them shits is trash. I mean, it's all that yeet fucking robotic, overly auto-tune type shit. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Maybe not even my little sister want to hear that shit, and that's like, I guess, her age bracket. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta like finish listening to the whole album, but so far I can't complain about what I've heard thus far. even if it ain't like, even if he ain't saying no shit on like no crazy shit on a lyrical level.
Beautiful big titty bitches. Beautiful big titty bitches.
Oh yeah, I like that shit. Even though he repeated this shit like fucking 15 times.
It was fire.
Yeah,
it's
it was.
Fire,
yeah.
And I love the beat. Back to Me is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
But that's the song Freddie Gibbs is on.
Oh, word? Oh, that was him? That was Freddie Gibbs? Yo, I thought that was Sci-Hi the Prince. That's crazy how, because I was looking at this shit. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is rapping? Because I just seen the fucking three people. I seen Kanye, Ty Dolla, and I couldn't even make out the other motherfucker. I guess that was like a producer or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Gibbs on there. Yeah, but who's the third nigga like that's listed on this shit though? That's got like a fucking symbol.
Ty Dolla $ign.
No, it's Kanye, Ty Dolla, and he got somebody else, but it's like a symbol or some shit like that.
Like a dollar sign symbol?
No, it's not Ty. I already mentioned Ty Dolla. It's like three people listed on the album. It's Kanye, Ty Dolla $ign, and then there's like some other shit. It's like commas in between, so it's somebody different.
Probably the distributor or something.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if he's listed, cause that's kind of unheard of to do some shit like that. But what's the other topic? Shit. Oh yeah, how about that All-Star game? Even though I didn't watch that shit, cause I heard that shit was trash.
Well,
you saw it?
I didn't watch the All-Star game, but I did watch the 3-point contest.
Oh,
I watched the 3-point contest, and I seen the dunk contest. Yes.
Or how was that?
I think it was interesting. I think it was interesting because the game is evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the back in the day when we was coming up, we cared about the Vince Carters.
Yeah.
We cared about the Jason Richardsons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now superstars are too cool for the All-Star game. But nobody's too cool for the 3-point contest though.
That's fact.
Now if you do well in the 3-point contest, you get a lot of love now. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of love now. So it's like the fact that nobody cares about the fundamentals and completely polishing their game. It's like everybody's so in love with the outside game and trying to put up a lot of threes. They're not falling in love with the fundamentals. Like, I don't want to make everything relative.
What does that have to do with the 3-point contest?
Because the All-Star game, they don't have effort in the All-Star game, but they have effort in the 3-point contest. They don't have effort in the dunk contest. They don't got effort in the skills challenge. It's like it ain't nothing for them. The only thing they take serious about that weekend is the 3-point contest. To the point where Steph Curry has a contest own on All-Star game.
Yeah, he was facing
Jordan
joint. Yeah.
Jordan didn't have a 1-on-1 tournament or a 5-on-5 tournament during All-Star weekend, or Kobe having a 1-on-1 tournament during All-Star weekend. Steph Curry has a whole segment to himself. Steph Curry versus the play on WNBA.
Yeah.
Like, you would have loved to see remember a couple years ago, DeMarcus Cousins versus Brittany Griner 1-on-1? Why couldn't we see that for the All-Star game?
Oh shit, yeah, I ain't even peeped that one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brittany Griner's home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, you saying they did that or they should?
Like, no, they should have like a 1-on-1 since you want to incorporate that WNBA. It's like that's how much.
I mean, DeMarcus Cousins with a body hair though.
But I'm just saying. I mean, that's
in a 1-on-1.
That's debatable. I'm just saying, for the sake of the relevance the All-Star game used to represent coming up and what it represents now, it's totally two different
that shit
worlds.
Trash now.
It's like, remember the All-Star game when it was coming up where Allen Iverson, T-Mac would play?
Yeah, that's
just because it was expedition doesn't mean they wasn't trying to bust people's ass and it was really guarding each other.
Yeah, they used to throw that shit off the backboard and everything.
Like, they didn't let T-Mac do that. They just knew you gonna make the poster.
Yeah.
And then they try to get back at them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, they used to take that time out to go 1-on-1 with the top guys.
Yeah.
Now, everybody just want to play and be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming LeBron for that. By the way, I'm not blaming LeBron for that.
Well, who was blaming LeBron for that?
There are a lot of people was being like, oh, because LeBron didn't want to do it, that's why they didn't want to do it. I'm like, if LeBron said, yo, on the side.
Oh, you talking about the dunk contest though?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about the All-Star game. But I mean that shit. I mean, I feel like niggas is just not creative anymore when it comes to the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? They be like recycle. I didn't even see this shit, but I heard like some white boy won or some shit like that.
Yeah. Back to back.
Yeah.
Mac McClung.
You seen the dunk contest though, right?
Yeah.
Did he do like some crazy shit that we never seen before, or it was like some regular shit?
Jumping over people. They athletic. Like you grabbing, like Matt McClung is like 6'2", 6'3", jumping over Shaq. Not pushing over Shaq, like jumping over Shaq cleanly.
Oh, well, I thought you meant like he jumped off of Shaq. Like,
no, like most people were jumping off and pushing off of his shoulder, jumping off of him. He was actually like, I'm clearly past him.
Yeah.
And I'm like jumping over him. Like it was interesting.
Yeah.
It's just they don't care about it.
But
no
nobody did
more.
like Jason Richardson type shit. Like
no, Jaylen Brown did fucked up the D Brown.
Oh, he tried to do D Brown? Oh, the
yeah,
shit
he did where he was
face?
supposed to cover his face the whole time. He covered it after and then tried to do a dab.
What the? He covered it after he dunked it?
He messed it up.
That's crazy.
Who was thinking about paying homage to him before?
Nah, I've seen that dunk been done like fucking 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but nobody was trying to pay homage to him.
Nah, they did though. I've seen that before.
I mean, yes, in the past.
Niggas did that in the dunk contest.
Yes, in the past, but when he was doing it, who said, yeah, that's a D Brown dunk, other than us? Who was like, that's a D Brown dunk? Everybody was thinking he was dabbing.
Oh, damn, that's how you know he really didn't pull that shit off.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. He did it after the dunk.
That's crazy.
Why would you be doing this after the dunk?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's definitely a dab.
Yeah.
But damn, son.
So yeah, so it just goes to show how much evolved the game is. It's like people don't care about having an inside game and an outside game anymore. They just care about the outside. Because the outside game gets you 70 million. Duncan Robinson.
That's why, I mean, the NBA hasn't been like fun to watch for me in a minute, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Besides like a few players and shit like that, but I don't know. I just feel like every game is like the same. It's like they all run the same system. They don't even like do any plays anymore like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? They just pretty much doing like fucking I don't even know what to call it. Like patterns and like slow like. Yeah, they just like do like little small patterns and shit like that. But every fucking NBA team nowadays, they all run like the same patterns. It's not even plays. You feel me?
They don't even throw alleys no more. They shot more threes than alleys.
What, say that again?
They don't even throw alleys like that no more.
Yeah. Damn.
Lobs and remember how they used to always be a lob and they get crazy? Nah.
Oh, you saying
they just
that?
shoot crazy threes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. They shoot more threes than they do alleys nowadays.
They more skilled than they ever been. Don't get me wrong.
But now I'm saying, I mean, I would expect that anyway, because usually, I mean, even in the fucking the early 2000s, like the most alleys you would see was like fucking maybe like 3 or 4 in a game type shit.
I gotta be honest. I thought coming up, no generation was ever gonna be better than the '96 draft generation. Like Steve Nash's, the Iverson,
Kobe.
And the Kobe, the Vince Carter's, the T-Max, 96, 97, 98 class. I didn't think in that prime, the early 2000 superstars, I didn't think anybody was going to be better than that. But superstars now, we may be better all-around guys. They may be better. They may be like our generation, the early 2000s. They may be better all-around guys. But compared to this generation, our generation will get our ass bust.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I disagree with that, bro. I mean, I think there's more players like because it's everybody's trying to play point now, so there's like more like I think the big men are more skilled than they ever been. You know what I'm saying? As far as like
it's everything. The power forwards like the Paolo Panchero, it's everything. That's a 6'10" guy that played just like Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He could be physical if he wants to, could knock down the jump shot, could play both sides of the court. A Mo Wagner, a 6'10" 3. You know what I'm saying? That could do whatever he want. There's 7-foot defenders. Like Kevin Durant is not the only unicorn anymore. Besides Wembyana. There's 6'8" point guards, 6'8" 2 guards. Like everything is positionless. Like for example, I use the
but we're also in a time where niggas don't play defense anymore.
Like for example,
less physical.
Yes, that's an impediment. Yes, but I'm for example, Giannis. The biggest difference between Giannis's development and KG's development is when KG was bringing the ball up in practice and in training camp, they was looking at him like, oh, he's crazy athletic, but we're not gonna let him bring up the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They let Giannis. Giannis won a championship off of let me be the facilitator before Dame got there.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Dirk, guys like KG never got the opportunities the superstars are getting now. Where a Jokic, I can bring the ball up and I can be the lead facilitator and set people up.
But I feel like
Duncan would have been great like Jokic.
I feel what you're saying, but I feel like part of that is the lack of defense because they're just allowing like certain niggas that really can't handle the ball like that to bring the ball up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if them niggas was really playing defense like the way they supposed to, them niggas wouldn't even get past like the opposition's fucking free throw line. Like, you know what I mean? Especially the way they dribble the ball. Even some of the guards, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying they can't handle the ball as far as like the guards, but like they just handle the ball so freely, like fucking, I don't even know what to call it, but they handle the ball so freely. Like if niggas was really playing defense, they would swipe that shit away in like 2 seconds. Because like niggas don't play defense no more. But I mean, I disagree with that statement as far as you think like the players now will bust like the top players from back in the day.
You can go back and forth, give your argument. Yeah.
I mean, I told you, like, know what I'm saying? The players, like, the niggas that we grew up watching, to me, they're just more skilled. Like, know what I'm saying? As far as one thing, I mean, I feel like niggas say that players are better now is because the fucking big men are playing like the guards now. You know what I mean? And everybody's playing the same way now. You know what I mean?
Let me take this conversation off the rails a little bit. If Shaq had the same opportunities as Jokic in the early 2000s, Shaq's production and his development would have been crazy different or crazy comparable to Jokic. Shaq would have probably gave us 5-6 assists off of the hack of Shaq. If he was able to bring the ball up and be a decoy, if on a fast break, if Shaq is in charge of, all right, I'm bringing the ball up, who's going to try to take the ball out of Shaq's hand or try to take the charge from Shaq? Like a Jokic could if he want to. Like a Giannis could if he want to. The early 2000s, they didn't have that opportunity. They did best with fundamental and how Jordan style of basketball, Magic style of basketball for the time they were coming up. Now, these coaches, these superstar coaches now, they're getting beat out.
These coaches don't even coach.
They can't coach no more. The players got too much power. And we can't be like, it's not working or it's not going anywhere because the players are the reason that these superstars want to be traded and want to go to certain places like the small market. Pascal Siakam could have gone to any market in the NBA. Mavericks was in play for him. Mavericks were in play for him. Miami was in play for him. New York was in play for him. LA was in play for him. Phoenix was in play for him. Everybody was in play for him. He chose Indiana. How many players you know that won a championship in a small market go to a place where, I can go get the big check and team hop and play with other superstars? No, I want to go with that another homegrown team like Indiana. Now, Indiana's about to be one of the brightest young teams coming up. And he just came from a ship in Toronto where everybody that's from that championship team is gone.
Yeah, I feel you.
Now he's playing with a young superstar in Halliburton, and he's a superstar. He's a superstar in his own right with a championship, and playing on the team where there's a glaring need, and they didn't even have to blow the team up for him.
I feel you, but I mean, back to your original point as far as what you were trying to say that imagine if Shaq was
could
bring
do
up
with
the ball and shit like
Jokic.
I kind of look at it as like, well, what's that saying? Like it's like when you when you good at everything all around, but like what's that shit like good at everything but master of none type shit. Like I feel like if like Shaq would have been able to do all that shit, he wouldn't have been as great in the post game as he wouldn't have dominated in the post game like he ended up doing. You know what I mean? Because that takes away from everything else. You know
they didn't take away from Jokic. He's still dominant.
Nah, but Shaq dominant and Jokic dominant is two completely different things, bro.
Is it?
That's a fact, bro.
Bro,
that's a fact.
Shaq
was bullying niggas, bro.
Shaq won 3 straight with the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan.
Was bullying niggas.
I love the Lakers.
Jokic isn't a bully.
Bias and student and fandom aside, Shaq won in LA. Jokic won in Denver. Nobody wanted to come to Denver. Nobody's going to be like, ooh, let me leave my situation to go to Colorado and play ball. Nobody wanted to go to Denver. He made that a market. He made that a market where people got to pay attention to. And if Shaq had his way where, okay, I have more of a say on the playbook. I have more of a say on who comes to the team. Like he did in Miami. Like he started to do in LA, where he had more of the superstar pull that superstars like LeBron have now, like a Jokic have now, where like a Steph Curry have now, where I want to trade Draymond, I want to trade Clay. What do you feel about it?
I mean, you're talking about something completely different though.
No,
I'm just talking about dominance on the court.
I'm talking about because Jokic has more of a say in the playbook. Then Shaq could just not listen to the coach and do what he want.
But you're not hearing what I'm saying though. I'm talking about actual playing. You're talking about everything else.
Skill. I'm talking about skill. Yeah. I'm talking about influence.
No, influence has
talent.
nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Dominance. Skill. Jokic is more a finesse player than Shaq. But which was my original point, was saying that if Shaq would have been, I guess, more finesse, it would have took away from how dominant he ended up being. You know what I'm saying? Because like that saying I was trying to say, we're like good at everything but master of none. I know I'm saying it wrong, but
I'm saying, I'm saying if Shaq if 2,000 superstars had the influence and the say so on front office decisions like the superstars of now, I can see where you're coming from with the Shaq would be able to do this or do that. Like Shaq played in a time where if he wanted to take mid-range shots, the coach gonna look at him crazy. Now Steph Curry can take a half-court shot if he want to, and the coach is gonna be like, he may make it, so go ahead.
Man, you ain't like Scarface though?
No.
Why not?
Why don't you? Why do you like it?
It's just a classic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, it's got kind of that.
Recording?
Huh? Nah, it's a recording still. Obviously, it got that like 80s cheese to it, but that's kind of part of the reason why I like it. You know what I mean? And it was a vibe too. You know what I mean? Why you don't like it?
Scarface is everything you wasn't never supposed to be. If you go by the principle or who you were supposed to be and how to go about this situation, I don't think anybody in Scarface's shoes is going about it how he going about it.
I feel you.
Many
have
for you to mess with anybody's girl is one thing.
Yeah.
For you to be a nigga that cop work from the plug and mess with the plug's wife.
Yeah.
And then get the plug killed without the permission. What about the mic? You got the thing working?
Yeah, it's going. Yeah.
Without the say so from the connect, it's unrealistic. Because if you were nobody, like Tony was at that time, yeah, he was a mover and shaker, but he wasn't no plug and he wasn't no connect. Yeah. And he ain't have soldiers like that. When the money came, he had soldiers. The moves he made, he couldn't make it without your man Manolo.
Yeah.
You couldn't make it.
He never killed
I'm just saying. I'm giving my take. I'm giving my take.
No, I'm saying you killed the connect.
I said the plug.
The connect, the plug. That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
How so, bro?
How Tony got work? How Tony got his work?
I mean, he went through the distributor, which was fucking.
That's the plug. The plug get it say so from somebody else. That supplier.
I always looked at. I can't even talk right now. Always looked at the plug as the one that actually provided the work.
Sosa that lived
to me.
Sosa that lived on a whole nother island, and he had to travel to go see him, and there was certain protocols and certain security.
Yeah, that's the real plug.
That was the connect. The Makai Pfeiffer husband in the beginning, the one that he killed in the office and had that nigga begging, that's the plug. The plug worked for the connect. Who got Tony killed? Sosa. That's the connect. He didn't get him killed. I'm talking about he wasn't married to Makai Pfeiffer, the one that got Tony killed.
Yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
there was a way to go about that. Okay, you wanted his girl, you got him killed. You got him killed. All right, you let that slide. Okay, you really wanted the girl. You know what I'm saying? You really wanted the girl. She was beautiful to you. You wasn't waiting. You did what you had to do.
Yeah.
But You did that without the permission from the Connect. Why would the Connect just decide to fuck with you? If you can kill the plug without say so, what you can threaten his position? Because you did that. So the plug, I don't even know what the plug name was, but the plug wasn't just anybody on the street.
Are you talking about Sosa or Homeboy?
I'm talking about
Homeboy in Miami.
Homeboy in Miami. I'm talking about that Makai. You remember the girl, the wife?
Yeah, I know. Fucking
the husband.
Oh damn!
The husband that used to supply Tony. That gave Tony that gave Tony the opportunity when he was still washing dishes. Frank. Yeah. When he went after Frank, there was a way to go about that. But
Frank went after him first though.
Yo, he didn't get the say so from Sosa, the whack Frank. That's why he had to do that mission. That's why he had to do that mission for Sosa, and he decided he wasn't gonna kill the kid. You have morals.
That wasn't the reason why though.
What was the reason why he had to do that mission for Sosa?
I'll tell you. Well, first of all, you said fucking First of all, Sosa didn't like fucking Frank's organization anyway, cause Sosa was trying to get fucking Tony to work with him, not work with fucking Frank and them, cause he had once he I guess noticed that Omar was a Fed or some shit like that, he told Tony, he was like, when I see Frank is working with guys like that, I wonder who else can I trust in the organization. So that's why I feel like Sosa was kind of trying to put his arm around Tony as a big brother type shit, yo, come fuck with me, kind of lean him towards the fuck with me, stop fucking with Frank type shit.
Frank brought you to the table.
Yeah, that's
you only at the table because Frank vouched for you. And Frank said you only speak when you're spoken to. He's like, I'm not a dog. You're not a dog. You wasn't even invited to the table. Frank vouched for you, and you disrespecting Frank. From the gate, you didn't show the fundamentals. You didn't show respect. He rocked with you because he had no choice. You whacked Frank. So he could either make an enemy out you and not know what you rolling with, or he could manipulate and control the situation.
Nah, that wasn't the reason why though.
I'm not talking about the reason. I'm giving my take. I'm not talking about the reason. What I'm saying is Tony was a go-to who not to be in the movie. Was the performance great? The performance was classic. Classic artist, classic writing, classic director, classic everything. But from the view of the movie, the characters, Tony is the go-to who not to replicate. And he was never to be replicated. His decisions, how he moved, his loyalty. He had no loyalty to anything. Not his family, not the people. The only reason why Tony's alive is because of Manolo. Think about how many times Manolo saved Tony compared to when Tony saved Manolo.
I'm assuming you're talking about mid-movie because, he did
when they was about. Did you forget Tony had a brother?
Tony had a brother.
Oh, yeah.
They never mentioned that in the movie.
Yeah, he did. Tony watched his brother die in front of him. They chopped him up with a chainsaw in front of him.
That wasn't his brother. That
okay.
Was his friend.
Watch the movie again. I'm guessing you watched the movie. Tony has a brother in the movie. He died in front of him.
That wasn't his brother, bro. That was his friend that he hopped on the boat with type shit.
Tony, that was his brother.
I'll look at it.
They made him watch him kill his brother in front of him. He tried to look away. They made him watch. He had blood in his eye. No, that was his brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tony was next. Manolo kicking the door, shooting. Think about how many times he saved Manolo. Manolo saved Tony. Tony's brother, Scarface. Bathtub scene.
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about.
That's what they're going to say on YouTube. Bathtub scene.
She's on fire.
Where did the connection to the sellers come from? Came from Manolo that was chasing girls? Where did Tony get the connection from? He just knew them already, but he was washing dishes? He ain't meet the plug yet.
Yeah, you talking about Angel Fernandez. It says Angel Fernandez is a supporting character and one of Tony's closest friends in Scarface.
His brother.
That wasn't his brother.
I'm talking about from that's your man standpoint. I call Manolo and Tony brothers because they went to war together. They bled together. They killed together. They brothers.
Oh, but I was just talking about actual brothers.
I'm talking about brothers like you went to war with, you go to war with, you die for.
Yeah.
You do time for. That's when he watched his brother get killed in front of him. And he was next. They was gonna kill Tony next. And then Manolo kicking the door.
Yeah.
What happened when Frank made a move against Tony? Who was there to hold him down and make sure he got through the situation? It was Manolo again.
Yeah.
Tony, my point is, Tony is a go-to who not to be. That's why he died. It wasn't just the fact that he killed Manolo. It was the fact that he showed he's who not to do. There's ways to be an outlaw.
Control.
There's ways to be an outlaw, and there's ways that you follow your own rules and you do what you had to do. But nothing in his moves. He got his sister killed.
Yeah, facts.
We was looking at Tony's mom's like, what did he do that you hate him so bad? Yeah. Was she wrong by the end of the movie? Yeah, your brother who killed for you, who saved your life numerous times, no matter the fact that he broke the code. Yes, he broke the code. He married your sister. He ain't dog your sister. He ain't hit it and quit your sister. He ain't rape your sister. He ain't assault your sister. He made an honest woman out your sister. We're married. Your sister is a married woman and is married to your best friend, your right hand.
You don't do that shit in secret though.
And you kill him.
Yeah, you don't kill him, but also on the flip side, you don't do that shit in
The
secret.
nigga that saved your life, your best friend, you killed your best friend because he married your sister. Your sister follow you in a pit of rage because you just killed her new husband, the person she fell in love with, and you get her killed because you coked up and and you're not thinking straight.
People do wild shit when they coked up.
All I'm saying from a performance standpoint is classic. It's an all-time classic. But from you wouldn't even play as him in a video game.
Well, what you mean?
If they made a GTA character based off Tony, but not Tony, like a new version of Tony of Scarface, 80s, like a 80s and now, but he's not. It's not the 80s now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's 2024, social media and all that, but he's just as wild as Tony. You wouldn't play as him.
Yeah. I mean,
in a game.
I think people would.
From a you choose the storyline, you still wouldn't do what Tony did. You choose on some, you remember, I don't know, you played it. The Detroit game with the robot, you choose the storyline, how it go?
With the robot? Yeah, I never played
it. Yeah, you never, yeah. But all I'm saying from a standpoint, they're all a couple years ago. It's still on PlayStation Network if you want to check.
Gotcha. What were you saying though?
All I'm saying is from a standpoint, Tony is not a person. Tony wasn't a person. You respected him because you respected his courage. But from a loyalty standpoint, from a relatable standpoint, how could you honor or respect or the hero in the movie was Manolo.
Said the hero?
Yeah, Tony was the bitch in the movie. The man in the movie was Manolo. As goofy as he was, as thirsty as he was, the hero of the movie is Manolo.
Well, how so?
And it's not even about Manolo, it's about Tony. I don't know how anybody could like Tony better than Manolo.
I feel you. I mean, I guess Manolo was a nicer guy, even though they were both killers. But
thirsty, all about girls, all about ladies, getting played and all that. But he was dangerous with a piece, and he was always there when you needed him, right on time, even scarily right on time, where he was almost late, and he's right on time, and you get through the situation because he was there, no matter what. And Tony gonna kill you for nothing, like he was nothing, because you were coked up.
I mean, whatever. The reason why Tony got killed though, because he didn't do that shit in New York. He was gonna have homeboy like ignite that fucking bomb with the kids in it, and he didn't want the kids to die, so he killed homeboy. That's why he ended up dying.
The only good thing, he died because he didn't get permission from Sosa too. It was more than one. It was more than I told you to kill everybody, and you didn't. It was more than that.
Nah,
they wanted to kill you. He wanted to kill you from jump. Is what I'm saying.
Nah,
I
disagree with that. The reason why he died was because of that shit that he did.
So I'm not gonna kill you because you killed a member of my organization without my say so. But I'm gonna kill you because I gave you an order to kill somebody and you didn't.
He wasn't part of his organization though. That was just somebody he was working with.
Exactly.
He didn't give a fuck about Frank, bro.
Exactly.
Especially after that Omar shit.
Frank was a part of his organization because
No, he wasn't.
how
He
do you
was
know
just somebody
Tony?
he was working with.
How you know Tony then?
But just because he had both of them meet, that doesn't mean they're part of the same organization.
I'm asking a question.
People that work with each other, I can't talk today. People that work with each other all the time, it doesn't mean that they're part of the same organization. People from different organizations always end up working with each other.
What type of connection did Frank have to Sosa?
Did Frank have to Sosa? They were working with each other.
Okay.
Sosa was providing Frank drugs.
Associates.
That don't mean that they're a part of the same organization.
Associates. Would you identify them as associates?
Yeah.
So who was Frank to Tony? For Tony to be a part of said conversations at said
Tony
location.
was working with Frank, and then he introduced him to Sosa.
Exactly. So there was a connection established.
But my point is, I mean, they weren't. Frank and Sosa were never a part of the same organization. Sosa had his own organization in Bolivia.
Where do you think they get their work from? That's the source.
That doesn't mean that they're all part of the same organization. Is my point, though. I'm saying I hear what you're saying, but
Frank was working for Sosa.
They're not the same organization. Yeah,
Frank was working for Sosa.
Yeah, but it's not the same organization, is what I'm saying.
If I'm working for you, how is not the same organization? If I'm working for you,
because
you're my boss.
Because
Jefe.
You can have your whole fucking entity going on and still be supplying other people that have nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? That's how business works. You feel me?
Sosa had mercenaries, armed mercenaries, and a group of men that would kill at his say-so.
Yeah, that's his organization.
Frank had minor people working for him. Sosa had an army of people behind him. He was the connect. He was the source. That's why they had to go from Miami to Bolivia by plane.
They wasn't the same organization. They just worked together. Was my point.
How would it not be the same organization if they worked together? How would you be able to work together if you had two different organizations?
Bro, fucking what can I use as an example? When 50 Cent when 50 Cent sold his vitamin waters or some shit like that to fucking Pepsi or Coke, 50 Cent has his own brand and fucking Coke has their own brand.
And sold it to Coca-Cola.
And they work together.
And the properties and
they're two different entities.
And properties that he owned, he sold to another owned property.
Yeah, but they're two different entities is my point.
So what I'm saying is, when it comes to the organization of things, from Sosa getting his product from Bolivia to said location in Miami, does Frank play an instrumental part in said organization?
Does he help his organization by working with them?
By moving the product from Bolivia in said location in Miami, does Frank have a pivotal involvement? Does he have a pivotal involvement in moving the cocaine from Bolivia to Miami?
I'm not sure how pivotal his involvement is, because he could have
Frank is the distributor.
No, because he gotta have a person like that in Miami, somebody in Oklahoma, somebody in New York. So I'm not sure how pivotal his role is, but somebody that worked with his organization, sure.
Sosa is the source.
Yeah.
Frank is the distributor. He's the distributor. Tony was the soldier until he killed Frank. Why you think he leveled up after Frank? He wasn't a boss before Frank. He wasn't rich before Frank. He didn't have the house before Frank. He killed Frank and got all of that.
But that's not the point I'm making, though, bro. I'm just saying.
What is the point that you?
I said it like 20 times, nigga.
How?
They two different entities, bro. Because Sosa's organization was in Bolivia,
was Tony promoted? Was Tony promoted? Was Tony promoted?
That was a part of his organization.
Was Tony promoted before or after Frank?
You said was Tony promoted?
Promoted. Was his lifestyle altered after or before Frank died?
Yeah, because he was working closer with Sosa.
And, okay. So if they have two different organizations, right? Why did his lifestyle change? Due to the fact that Frank was no longer in front of him.
Because he was working closer with the plug.
If you understand it.
Huh?
He became the plug. Tony became the plug to Sosa, the source.
Sure, bro. Well, whichever word you want to use, but he ended up working closer with Sosa. I mean, that's why his
Tony
lifestyle
became
elevated.
distributor of Miami.
Yeah.
Anything coming from Bolivia, it came through Tony first. The distributor, the distro, the plug. That's who Frank was.
Yeah.
All one source. The boss to distributors in different locations. Like if they were sending it to Miami, if they were sending it to New York, you know who probably wouldn't have been the boss of New York in that time? It would have probably been, let's bring Power into it. Power into Scarface. If they were sending it to New York, they would have probably sent it to Raquel Thomas in Queens.
That's what I'm saying.
From a business standpoint, yes, we're two different people.
Yeah,
but
that's
when we
my
come
point.
together for one common goal,
they're working with each other.
Contractually, business-wise, paperwork, I sign this, you sign this, and it's notarized as proof. This document is signed and legally binding. Cool. Yes. I'm talking about from the street terms, where your word is your bond. Where now, more than they had to do in the 80s, they're getting RICOs. They're getting RICOs now. So if a RICO, let's lose now terms for back then. If a RICO came down and Sosa goes down with the ship, is Frank involved with that takedown? Is Tony involved in that takedown?
Yeah, they're all involved with it.
So how would that still make them two different organizations if they're going down under the same RICO, but two different organizations?
You could be a part of two different organizations and all go down together as
In
long
the
as you're
same
working with
RICO?
each other.
In the same RICO.
What, in a RICO case?
In the same RICO
in
case.
a RICO case. Yeah, they can still get you. 'Cause you could
as
just-
to the point.
You could just be associated.
As to the point. Yes. Yes. As in associate connected to said organization.
Yeah. That's different from being the same
How
organization.
all I'm saying is, my point is, how would the FBI, how would CIA identify said connections from Sosa to Frank to Tony Montana? If we're comparing the relation, they were a connected organization. They would piece it on the whiteboard. They would piece it. Sosa, the source, and everybody that was working or attached to him or got anything to do with him. Frank would be on that list. So if they got Sosa or they're going after Sosa and they have a task force going after anybody to get money with them, would Frank and Tony be a part of that?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And in said agreement, and in said plea deal with the government, how would Tony or Frank come off in a potential plea deal? Let's say if Frank decided to work with the government, would it be as connected to the Sosa organization or his own organization itself?
No, it would be connected to Sosa.
Are they still two different entities?
Yes, that's a
Yes.
fact. That's a fact that they are. They're two different entities. But
Get it? But he works.
yeah,
Who's the boss?
I've been getting it the whole time. But you're speaking more so on a point of as far as like a crime standpoint. Like, oh, if I'm associated with this person, then we all gonna go down.
Sosa was the boss.
Which is just a fact of life. I'm talking about it as like. I'm taking it as the literal sense. Like, if you're a business or whatever the case may be, you got two different entities. Like, you working doing this, and I'm just providing that, but I'm still my own organization. That's what I'm speaking on. It sounds like you speaking on like, yo, we all doing this crime shit. We're all kind of involved in the same thing. We're working together or working with each other. If we going down, the whole ship going down.
I'm establishing.
Shit. No matter
Tony had numerous reasons why he would be on Sosa's the Connects shit list and not even know it. He had numerous reasons. I'm not saying why Sosa went about it was right. I'm just saying Sosa had many reasons other than I told you to kill a whole family and you let the kids live for him, for you to be mad at him. Yes, it's petty. Of course it's petty. But I think it's more of the overall, you don't know how this go. I want to control you. If I let you do what you want, anybody that work for me and get money with me is going to think they could do what they want. I think Tony was killed by Sosa because of the fact that you didn't understand how structure worked and operated. That's why I didn't like Scarface, because it wasn't realistic. If it was anybody else, he would have got killed. He would have got killed the first 20 minutes.
No, I feel you.
It was anybody else. Break it down realistically. He would have got killed. What kept the Connect fucking with him after you killed your boss without the say so?
Yeah,
In the mafia, you would have got killed.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean,
in cartel, you would have got killed.
That's why I disagree with the reason. Like, there was more to that specific story is outside of the fucking whole shit. Like, he didn't fucking bomb those kids. From a movie standpoint, I feel like the reason why he killed him was just because he didn't bomb those kids. You know what I mean? That's all the movie portrays.
And gang culture, that's more than the DP. You affecting the set now. That's more than the DP. Somebody got to die for that. Yeah. If it come down to it, in any structure you want to name, Tony would have got handled a long time ago. It wouldn't have been no ending when he get killed by one of the social workers. He wouldn't have got killed. So what are we celebrating Scarface? The fact that he was a buffoon in the movie?
You said a buffoon?
Yes. Think about the fact that he killed Frank because he loved the wife, not knowing all the pain and all the unhappiness that came with being married to said wife. He killed Frank for no reason, because look how unhappy he was.
Nah, he killed Frank because Frank tried to kill him, nigga.
Yo.
Did you watch the movie, bro?
Frank tried to kill him because he was having an affair with his wife.
Yeah, and then Scarface killed him.
And then he killed him, and then he married who?
Homegirl.
Yes.
But Scarface, Tony wasn't trying to kill him until fucking Frank tried to kill him.
But think about the fact that after that, Frank was gone, but you just took on all of Frank's nonsense. Where was his wife? Where was his wife when Tony died?
Nowhere. She left. She left at the dinner table when they had that argument and shit like that. And he was like, "Oh, like I'm the last bad guy you'll ever see." Yeah.
She lives in the end. She outlives all of this.
Yeah.
All is said and done. She gets to escape all of this. She has the happy ending in all of this. Yeah. But did after Frank died, did Tony and the wife have the most profitable or ideal relationship going forward after that? No, their relationship was terrible after that. Yeah. So he did all of that work, not only just because Frank was gonna kill him, because you created a mess that you had to clean up. He was having an affair with his wife. That's the only reason Frank wanted to kill you. Frank was getting money with you.
Nah, I feel you. All right, we gotta wrap this up though. So,
that's my point.
Final thoughts. That was it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Right, what's your final thoughts? You didn't give yours.
Nah, I told you. I was telling you in between. But what, you running to the bathroom? Damn, watch the tree, nigga. Oh, you grabbing that? But But yeah, that's today's episode of As Told by Podcast with me and myself, Jus Lavo, and
Phil.
Not P Fly. Damn. So yeah,
whatever I want you to call me, you can call me.
Copy. But yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode.
At Broken Dusty, I still fuck me a celebrity bitch. The biggest difference between me and every one of these niggas, she with you cause you cash up. In a way I respect it, but she had goofy round nuts just off the